In this lesson, we're going to have a look at some sweet major pentatonic licks that will help get you unstuck from those box patterns. Let's get to it. Hi, I'm John with the Blues Guitar Institute, and this is your Tuesday Blues lesson number 200. And before we get into the material today, I just got to say thank you. For those of you that have been watching week in and week out, practicing this stuff, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that cool stuff, I just need to tell you thank you. It means the world to me to have your support and to let me know that you are out there digging this stuff, putting it into action, and getting better on the guitar. That's what it's all about. And if you're new here, then what we do on Tuesday Blues is we take acoustic blues concepts and we break them down and simplify things so that you can get this stuff into your playing as fast as possible. We want you picking and grinning on the back porch in no time. If you're a premium member, then you'll have the ability to download the tab and notation files accompanying this lesson. Plus, for the performance, you'll have it inside an interactive tab player, which is super cool. It helps you loop different parts that you may be struggling with. And of course, you can slow things down. That'll really help you learn this piece at your own pace. And that's what it's all about, mastering this material. All right, so let's get our guitar tuned up to standard tuning and let's get after it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first passage that we're playing, and it's coming mostly from the box 1 pattern. Don't worry, we're going to break out of that pretty quickly, but we got to start there. You got to be very familiar and very comfortable with this box pattern. That box pattern being this. So that's the first octave of the major pentatonic scale. And of course, we usually finish the pattern here on the B note, which is in the major pentatonic scale of A. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off making use of a very classic blues move, the minor third to major third sound. So we're going to slide in from the C to C sharp, and we're going to do this double stop here, centered around this bar shape across the top 2 strings at fret 5. We're just hammering up on the 2nd string in there to the 7th fret and then back. And then we do this little move. This we're going to get outside of the major pentatonic scale. We're going to hit the D note. Okay? Then we're going to do our little move from the minor to the major pentatonic. Sorry, the minor to the major third. And come back to the root. Roll through to the E before we get out of this box pattern. And if you do that quickly, this sounds really cool. Once we're here, we're going to slide up, and this is where we're going to start breaking out of that box 1 pattern. So we're going to slide up to the 9th fret, come back to the 7th, and then hit the 9th fret on the 5th string, and then back to our root here. This is an A note on the 4th string. And a little slower. So the second passage starts around the 10th fret here. So we're still in A, and we're way away from this box pattern. So this is how we're going to start moving around the neck. We're going to use that same double stop sound here, only instead of at the 5th fret, we're doing it at the 10th fret now. Then another double stop here around this little shape, 9th fret, 3rd string, that's our E, and then our A here on the 2nd string on the 10th fret. All right, so we've got this little pairing of the hammered double stops. Do this little move back. So I'm sliding from the 11th fret down to the 9th, and you'll want to do that with your ring finger so that you can pull off to the 7th and then hit the 9th. And you can hit the 9th with your ring. I like to reach up with my middle. Then we're going to slide up from 9 to 11, back to 9, and then hit 11. So now it's time to move to our 4 chord. And in the key of A, our 4 chord is D. And we're going to play the major pentatonic scale from the perspective of D. Okay? But we're not going to play this power chord, and we're certainly not going to jump up here and start playing in box 1 just because that shape might be familiar to you. We're going to keep the melody going right here in the same general area that we've been working in. And we're going to do that using this classic major pentatonic scale move. We're going to slide up from the 7th fret to the 9th and then stick our chord, really the top part of a D power chord here, and do that little picking motif. Then we repeat it with a little tag on the end. So those 2 bars. All right, and then from here we're going back to our A chord. We're going to slide up to our A here on the 10th fret of the 2nd string, back down to the F sharp and then the E before doing this little set of double stops. Kind of a similar move there that we did before, only really with this A major shape in mind. And here we're going to resolve down to this A on the second fret of the 3rd string. We're going to pull off from our F sharp to our E from the 4th string and then come at it from there. So we've got this. Then from here, we're ready to go to our 5 chord, which is E in the key of A. We're going to use much the same technique that we did with our 4 chord by sliding up through the chord, through a lot of these frets, and we're going to land on the 11th fret before sticking the top part of our power chord there. Doing that same sort of picking thing. And then our picking over D, we just back up and repeat what we already know from the D chord with this little tagger. And so now we're going to end this by sliding into the 11th fret on the 3rd string, back to the 9th fret, our E. So we've got our F sharp to E, then we're going to slide down from the C to the B, pull off to the A. And then land. When you do that pull off, you're going to land here on our F sharp on the 5th string. And after that, we're going to switch things up and move way up high here to the 14th fret on the first string, come back to the 12th fret, then we're going to hammer on from 12 to 14, and then move back to our A note here. Do a little bend, a nice quick bend. On the 12th fret, we're really targeting the C sharp here on the B. And then add some vibrato when you get back to your A here. All right, so let's put this whole thing together now. All right, so I hope you can see there are a lot of different pathways out of the box pentatonic pattern. And that's one reason why I really encourage that one string approach. Back in lesson 99, 199, we talked about that. And we're going to see that in action a lot here. So that really helps you move up and down the neck, which is something that we all want to do, to be able to move freely up and down the neck and not just get pigeonholed right here in a box pattern. All right, that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something from it. And if you want to take things further, then check out the tab and notation files that come with premium membership, as well as that interactive tab player where you can slow down and loop this stuff so that you can really dig into the material and get this stuff under your fingers. Until next week, practice smart and play on.